Another quirky project by Billy50 Designs. Now you've finished your embroidery, you will have 4 pieces that have stitched out like this. So you've got your front, your back, side 1 and side 2. So we're just going to cut these out exactly as they are, and then this will become our piece of pattern or our template. So just cut out each of those. We have all our pieces stitched out. So we have side 1 and side 2. We have our front and we have our back piece. So they're the embroidered pieces that we are going to need to make our little caravan bag. Now, in addition to that, what we're going to need is 2 pieces of vinyl for the gusset, and the measurements of those are 9.5 inch by 3 inch or 24 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters. The bottom is 22 centimeters by 15 centimeters or 8.5 inch by 6 inch. So you need 2 of these and 1 of these. And then we are going to need some strap connectors. So these are 3 inch by 2 inch or what is that, 7.5 centimeters by 5.5 centimeters. Hardware we're going to require is a zip, nice and easy. So our zipper tape is 24 centimeters or 9.5 inches. And I need a zipper pull to match with that. I need 2 D-rings. They're 1 inch D-rings. And I'm going to put a little handmade badge on it because it's cute. But if you want to put your own badges or you want to put tags on the inside, then you'll need to have those ready as well. We'll also need some lining fabric. So our lining fabric is 22 inch by 16 inch or 56 centimeters by 41 centimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay out all the pieces. So we'll turn this over this way. As you can see, you can use scraps for this. This was something I had in my stash. I also had some canvas in my stash, and I did have a couple of pieces of marine vinyl. So you can use marine vinyl or Zephyr vinyl from Spotlight, whichever you prefer. I'm using this time the marine vinyl, which is just a tiny bit softer. So let's trace around these and cut all these pieces out. So let's start our construction process. We're going to start with the gusset at the top. So we'll get our 2 gusset pieces and our zip, and we're going to put our zip tab right there so we don't forget about it later. So we are going to take a vinyl piece and we are going to take, so that's face up, we're going to put our zipper tape face down and we're going to put our lining face down. I'm just going to clip those along the edge. And then using a joining length stitch, we're just going to stitch straight down the side of the zip here. We are then going to open this out and we are going to top stitch using a top stitch length. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Vinyl face up, gusset face down, and our lining piece face down. Again, clip those pieces together. We're going to stitch along the side of the zip and then we're going to open our piece out and we're going to top stitch. Now we have our top gusset done, and before we do anything else, we're going to put our zipper pull. We're going to put it on so we don't forget. There we go. Now we're going to take our end piece. Now what we're going to do is figure out which way our zip is opening, because we want, there's our other piece, little front piece. We want the zip to be open. So if it's closing, we want it that way. So when it opens, we're pulling towards the back. See, when we're opening, we're pulling towards the back. Just made a wonderful mistake, so you don't have to. Remember to put your little strap connectors on before you do this next step. Going to take my little strap connectors, roll a line down the center, and then using a little bit of double-sided tape, just going to put a little bit of tape here down each side. I'm going to fold the edges in to meet that center line. Then I'm going to stitch with top stitching down each side of these. Trim off any excess threads. I'm going to take my D-ring, place it through there, and I'm just going to pop a clip. There we have our D-rings made. We take our strap connector. Now I don't like them to be huge. I don't like the tab to be sticking out too far. So I'm going to place it like that with 1 centimeter sticking over the edge. I'm going to make sure that it's as centered as possible. And then I'm going to clip it in place using 2 clips. I'm going to do the same on the other side. See how it's lined up in the center of the zip? Now take this to the machine and just do a quick stitch across there to hold it in place, and then we'll put our ends back on. So let's take our back pieces. And we're going to place them like this, and this one like this. So lining, gusset, back piece, and then we're going to clip those together. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So we're going to make sure that our lining is face up, our gusset is face up, and then our front piece is face down. And we want to make sure that when we open it, it's facing the right way. So when we open it, we want the writing to be at the top and then the sun there. Clip those together. Using a 1 centimeter seam allowance, we're going to sew down both of those, open them out, and then we're going to top stitch. Now, of course, you can use anything to make the strap connectors. It doesn't have to be vinyl. If you'd like to create less bulk, then you can go ahead and use matching fabric to whatever you've used as your base. In this case, I've used canvas, only because it matches this other little makeup bag that I made. Okay, I'm going to put our lining face up. We're going to take our back piece and we're going to keep both of those pieces together, and we're going to place that on there. So our main gusset piece face up. And then I'm going to take my bottom piece and lay that face down. I'm going to clip across. And I'm going to stitch along here. I'm not going to top stitch. So I'm just going to stitch along here. So we have the bottom now stitched on. Getting longer. Now we're going to flip these together. So we're going to bring the end and the end together without their linings. I'm going to clip them together. Using a 1 centimeter seam allowance, I'm going to stitch straight down there. Stitched, Now I'm going to take my lining pieces and I'm just going to pull the two ends together, squish everything else inside, and I'm going to flip the ends together. And again, using my 1 centimetre seam allowance, I'm going to stitch straight across there. And now we need to just open all of that and fold it out. And now you'll see that we have one big piece. Now what I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure all the way around from there. So now I've got that all sewn together, I'm just going to run a stitch all the way around the edge to keep the lining and the outer panels lined up. Once I've done that, I'm going to take my side panels and I'm also going to lay them with the right sides out like that, and I'm just going to stitch around the edge so I can put those panels onto our gusset later. So let's take this to the machine, stitch around the edge on both sides, and then stitch the lining onto the actual side panel. So now we've got our 3 pieces. We've got our 2 side panels that have been basted with the lining, and we have our main panel piece. What we're going to do is we're going to start, I'm going to start with this side. That's the front. I'm going to find the front of my van and I'm going to match up that line there. So I want to match up where those 2 panels meet, all right? And I'm going to clip that together. Then I'm going to go to the other side and I want to match this time this line with this line. Match them ones up. Now you'll see we're starting to get somewhere. So let's take this . All right, now this bottom piece. I'm going to go to the bottom here and about 1 centimetre away, so where the bottom lines up, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to make a snip because that's going to turn around the corner. So keep that there, and then when it turns the corner, that'll be nice and flat. There. I'm going to put a couple of small little snips here as we go around the corner. Not too many. If you do too many, it'll end up too big. So you can see now that that's sitting really nicely. And continuing on this side, so again I'm going to put 3 snips in there. 1, 2 and 3. I haven't done my little snip on this side. Let's do a little snip there. And now that'll fold down flat like that. So put 1 clip here. 1 clip here. Okay. So now I'm going to take that to the machine and I'm just going to stitch all the way around there using, again, my 1 centimetre seam allowance. I'm just doing exactly the same on the other side. Make sure you have your zip open a little bit just so you can get your hand in there later to turn it all out. But once you have all of those clips on, you can take it back to the machine and then using your 1 centimetre seam allowance, stitch all the way around the edge. Just going to trim. It's all stitched together. So I'm just going to cut off the little corners so there's no bulk there, or less bulk, shall I say. Oh, I forgot to do this part. Oop. I thought that was really quick. Okay, so I'm going to trim all of those. Now, before we put our binding on, we can open this up and just have a look, if you like. It's not too hard to turn through, so we can turn it back and forward if we need to. All right. So that's looking exactly the way it's meant to be looking. So we can turn that back through again and put on our binding. I'm going to take my binding and I'm just going to open out one side. Just start in the middle of the bottom. Fold a piece over like that. And then just going to go all the way around. Okay, so once I've got that on there, I'll just go around and stitch that side on. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So there's our binding all on. Nice and cute, nice and neat, no seams showing. To make the strap, I am using the waterproof canvas and I've cut a strip as wide as the fabric is, which is 155 centimeters or 61 inches. By 4 inches, and I'm just going, 10 centimeters, and I'm just going to get some double-sided tape and put that down both sides. I'll start at this end, it's easier. So just put that help hold everything in place while we stitch it. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is make sure that's stuck on first, I suppose. Is I'm going to turn that into the center line and stick that down. And we're going to finish up with a 1 inch wide strap, or 2.5 centimeters. Do the same on the other side. The other side of the fold. So they're folding into the same edge, same middle. Now I'm just going to fold that in half again, and that's going to be the width of our finished strap. If you want to, you can double side that down as well. I'm going to just give it a quick press with the iron. Just fold it into half. I've got a 1 inch wide strap. Take this back to the machine, and I'm going to run a line of top stitching down both sides. Here is our finished strap. So now we're going to take our little thingies here and put one on there. Now for this one, I'm going to, oh, it's got a piece of fluff. I'm going to fold and fold again. I'm going to pop that through there so it's folded like that. And then, okay, so that's there. Push that in there. Put a cap on. Get the cam press out. Nice and secure. Now we're going to do our strap adjuster. I'm going to fold that in under there. There. Now we have a nice strap. And let's see our final result. And when you do make it out of canvas, it does take a little bit of Sorry, when you make it out of vinyl, it's going to take a little bit of massaging. But, look at that. Got a few little threads there I need to cut off. We have, there's the back. The side. There's the front. And the other side. And now we'll put our strap on. Oh my Lord. We have our little caravan crossbody bag. And I've got a little makeup bag to match. And I'm just going to make a little hand strap for that one. All right. And I'm just going to cut those threads off in a second. I might just put a rivet through there. You could always just stitch across there if you wanted to, but I might just pop a rivet in it since it'll match the other ones. Again, get our little cam press. Right, so you can either, no, can't fit on there, okay. You can carry it like that, or you can use the crossbody strap. Either way, these are absolutely adorable. Alternatively, we could be using this as a toiletry bag and we can carry it just like that. Something fun for the kids maybe. So I have to actually sit here and squish all this out, make it sit nice, then I'll take some photos and show you.
Another quirky project by Billy 50 Designs.